In the back there, there's study cubicles.
New libraries have notebooks and
walls and
It's all computer.
This is all virtual library.
Yeah, it's a really nice place to study. You get yelled at if you talk, but it's cool. It's very, very strict. In the back there, the library actually doesn't end. It goes back actually a good ways more. We have our AV department, which is where the Newcastle Now broadcast from sometimes. There's actually a lot that goes on back there.
Studio.
Yes, there's a studio.
It's like closed circuit. Is it on cable TV?
Yeah. And
my dad was in
You guys remember now, back when you came.
you guys Google CCTV, you'll
The library was only on that side.
Study hall.
Study hall's on the left.
Right, the GO meeting was over there.
The GO meeting, the piano dinner, piano bar. Remember we had all that stuff. We had the disco in the gym. We had the elegant dinner and piano stuff in the study hall. And then in the, we just had all that stuff going on.
yeah,
And you could buy tickets
part of
to
what
go
our
to
policy
dinner.
here is they want us to learn responsibility.
About elegant,
So instead of making us go to a group, they let us. We're not allowed to leave campus unless we're senior stuff.
Oh, closed camp.
and then I just,
But you know, it's
Yeah, no, okay, so it's somewhat relaxed.
yeah.
Yeah.
So when you guys were here, it was a mod schedule, right? Was
Yes.
it?
No, period.
Three mods.
Period.
Well, we had the mod schedule for a long time, and last year they actually changed it to a period.
This is interesting, Miss
What's the difference?
Educator, Miss Educator. Trish, this is interesting about the mod schedule.
Oh no, you can keep talking.
She's an educator, so she really
yeah.
likes
to
to
hear.
block scheduling module
Yeah.
semesters.
It used to be, there used to be mods. So in a day, there'd be ABC. A mod is a 15-minute block of time. It's actually 15 to 20 minutes. So some are 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, or 20. So the first period would be ABC. That was the first period. It was 3 mods. You have homeroom, and then DEF, HIJ, KLM, NLP, QRS, TV, and WXY. So
And it was
there
on
were
a 6-day cycle.
yes, it was.
You had to know what day it was.
Yes, it was 8 days, and it's eight periods in a day, made up of mods. And sometimes, like for science, for example, you'd have a longer class. That'd be a 4 mods, so it'd be an hour-long class. So our administrators here decided that it would, and not just our administrators, it was a team made up of teachers and staff, and that it would be more efficient to change the schedule. Because when the mod schedule was designed, the emphasis was on information. You come to school to learn information, but now with the internet and you have so much information basically at your fingertips, you're not here to learn information as much as you are to learn habits and to learn how to learn and to grow as a person. So now more because of that, they want to give you more hands-on experience in the classroom and more time with your teachers. Because that'll have more beneficial effects than just periods. So they changed it now. Last year was kind of an experimentation year. Last year was the first year they had periods. It was mods for my first 2 years of high school, and now it's period schedule. So last year it was an 8-day schedule. The first 4 days were hour-long periods. You'd have 6 of those in a day, and then you'd have a 45-minute lunch, and then you'd have the second 4 days were all 80-minute periods. 2 80-minute periods in a day, and in between, you'd have 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening, and 70 minutes of free time in the middle of the day. And those were the multi-use blocks. So if you're a freshman, that's when you had your guidance meeting with your team, or you had peer group. If you're a band, chorus, or orchestra, you'd have a rotational lesson. And so basically what they decided at the end of last year was they liked the new schedule. The teachers liked it. Actually, a lot of the teachers didn't like it, but because they got to change. A lot of teachers have been working here for a while, and it's hard to change your whole class schedule. But now this year it was a 6-day schedule. They shortened it again back to what we had before, or was it 4 days before? I don't remember. It was 2 years. But now we've got 60-minute periods, days 1 through 4, and then 2 days of 80-minute periods. And I've seen a huge improvement. Teachers teach differently. Complex topics, they can get much more into them. And it's especially beneficial to the science and math because, English actually, English and social studies can actually be a little bit tedious because it's so much time spent just in a classroom. And it's more, those are more about like information and stuff, but it really encourages group discussions and you have a lot more free time actually, as odd as that is. You used to have, you know, the same amount of free time at the same day every day, but now since it rotates, you know, there's actually more time free, and really doesn't have study hall. I think you guys had study hall when you went here, but when you don't have class, you're free to do whatever you want with your time, except to leave campus unless you're a senior. And a lot of what Greeley's about is growing you into a mature individual who is responsible. So, so in a lot of schools, they're forced to sit in a room when you're free, but you know, if you want to work, you can work. If you want to hang out with your friends, you can do that. And now, everyone, there used to be no lunch period. You'd have to take 7 classes if you wanted to have a lunch period. Now, even if you take 8 courses, everyone has a half-hour lunch in between, and it's between 10:30 and, you know, and 1, I think. So it's not going to be like at 9 in the morning or at, you know, 2:45 in the afternoon. So, yeah, so that's what our schedule looks like. Any questions?
6 days.
Yeah.
Go to school on Saturday?
No,
It's
a rotating schedule.
Tuesday could be day 1 week, and day 2
So it kind of switch it, kind of.
Yeah, it kind of just rolls.
Let's make it interesting.
So with the 4 days at 60 and 2 days at 80, it sounds like the science and math teachers would be very busy on those days. And
Well,
how does that work in terms of
I mean, truthfully, all the teachers had to change their curriculum. They had to change the way they teach.
There was a big fight over it.
So sometimes
It was nasty.
you might be in an English class for 80 minutes and
You know why some of the problems, you get it, Greeley has a lot of superstar kids,
Yeah.
really does.
we remember.
I mean, come on, every,
We were in.
even when you guys, look, even when you guys here, this school was one of the top schools around. So what happens is the kid that's not that student now has an 80-minute block, and then he doesn't see that teacher for a day and a half.
Yep.
So that kid is the one that they were worried about. The kid that struggles a little bit, so he's not seeing that teacher every day. Now, if he does his work, and he goes to see him then, so I know I've had a lot of kids talk to me about that. That was their concern. But like you said, a lot of the kids here, when they get free time, it's not just hanging out. I can tell you that honestly. As you walk around the school, you know, you can come here anytime, and we don't have vandalism. We don't have that kind of stuff here with the kids. They're really great. You know, they respect the school.